In our society, prisons are such a natural and pivotal foundation of what justice looks like that we have accepted them as a necessary reality of life, refusing to think critically of other alternate solutions to justice and equality that do not require mass incarceration and removal. When entering LA, one of the first buildings that welcomes you to the city is the Metropolitan Detention Center. It is located 2 miles away from another detention center. It is easier to find prisons than schools when entering the city. We have discarded and dehumanized the individuals that are incarcerated to justify their imprisonment. Prisons are so naturalized and powerful that we as a society have accepted the narrative that incarcerated people are criminals who are deserving of harsh punishments and removal without routes to restorative justice and community reentry. We believe that these individuals deserve a second chance and opportunity to community reentry and education because many students of color are unjustly funneled into prison via the systems and structures of the school to prison pipeline.
School to prison pipeline is a national trend wherein children are funneled out of public schools and into the juvenile and criminal justice system. With the implementation of zero tolerance policies in schools, punishments for untolerated behavior have become harsher. Zero tolerance policies require school officials to give students a specific, consistent, and harsh punishment, usually suspension or expulsion when certain rules are broken. The punishment applies regardless of the circumstances, the reasons for their behavior, such as self-defense, or the student's history of disciplinary problems. Further research has shown that these policies can put students at risk for dropping out of school and/or entering the juvenile justice system. Punishments like out-of-school suspensions can severely disrupt a student's academic progress. The school-to-prison pipeline is therefore a consequence to the minors who have been criminalized with minor infractions due to the zero-tolerance policies. With the policies disproportionately affecting inner-city communities and students of color, they are more likely to be led to the school-to-prison pipeline than their white counterparts. As Angela Davis puts it, prison relieved us of the responsibility of seriously engaging with the problems of our society, especially those produced by racism and increasingly global capitalism. Rather than schools taking the opportunity to help their students and listen to their stories, they instead push them out to relieve themselves of any responsibilities or issues. Take George as an example. When he was facing difficulties at school his senior year, the principal's response was, "Figure this out or we will find a new school for you." Rather than providing him with the resources, the principal would much rather send the student somewhere else. With schools having a major impact in the students' lives, zero-tolerance policies, and the ignorance of others only continue to put students toward the juvenile justice system.
It just like, I would get in trouble and get suspended for small little increments. Apply for financial aid, so I was charged as a juvenile. So, but from what I know about financial aid is that if you received a felony while on financial aid, like a drug charge or something around there, that you can you do become excluded.
Potential solutions to this include restorative justice programs in schools. According to Howard Zur, this would begin with a concern for victims and how they meet their needs, for repairing the harm as much as possible, both concretely and symbolically. This would allow students, staff, and parents to create a community where those affected are not further criminalized, but rather having a conversation and providing resources. Some resources students can use at UCR includes the Underground Scholars Initiative. This organization is aimed at creating a pathway for formerly incarcerated and system-impacted individuals into higher education.